There we go. All right. Welcome everybody to the AI Wellness Universe live training. This is where we talk about business and see how we can help you maybe gain some clarity and talk about strategy and implementation, which is so important. A lot of times people might get stuck in the strategy phase and then the learning phase, right? And they don't ever implement. So I think that's very important to always talk about taking action on these things that we learn, especially on these live trainings. We go over some of the apps in the Easy AI system, and I know a lot of people. I see them light up a lot of times, like something clicks with them. So I love to see that, and hopefully, after these meetings are over, you do put that into practice because that's the important part. So it's good to be with you all today. And I already mentioned Christine's away today. She's working on some special projects, getting some big stuff done. We got a lot of stuff going on right now, so we thought it would be best for her to focus on that. And I'll take care of the live training today, which is great because I love this is my favorite part of do is connecting with you guys and hearing the stories of what's going on with you. So that's where we'll start, as always, with any questions you have, any comments. I'd love for anybody to share any wins or successes they've had. I mean, I think that's important. I think we don't celebrate ourselves enough. A lot of people say, that I've even been guilty of saying that, maybe I'm my own worst critic. Well, I don't want to be my own worst critic anymore. I want to be my own best fan, cheerleader, you know, um, always encouraging myself and others because I think that's important to retrain our brain with positivity because we're bombarded with negativity and chaos all the time. So always feed yourself good stuff. And we can do that. And we can do that together as a community. Christine and I were actually talking about this morning a little bit about starting a community chat so we can share some of these wins and successes and also any challenges we're having because we have a great community here. Everybody's so helpful and everybody has such special gifts and different gifts and talents that they can share with the group. And, it helps us all do better. And that's the important thing, getting a little bit better each day. Telling you it doesn't take a lot, um, to get a little bit better each day, learn something new, do something new, try something new. It all helps. And then celebrate those things too. We have to take time to celebrate even the smallest win, like, hey, I did that, I accomplished it. That's important. Um, we can't rely on others to always encourage us. So we should be encouraging ourselves all the time. So let's do that. And we'll put a community chat together so we can kind of all share when we're outside of this meeting. I mean, I love when we get together every Tuesday, but I think we can use some of that support during the week, possibly. So anybody have any thoughts or feelings about that? Would you welcome that? Would you participate in a community chat within the AI Wellness universe?
I would. I would.
Excellent. Excellent. I know you guys are so great. You guys show up every week. You're always engaged, and I love it. So I think we could have a great community and kind of keep this going throughout the week. So maybe some of those days when we're struggling or lacking that passion or energy or focus, um, we can talk in the community and encourage each other to get inspired and excited again. And I think that's important too. Anybody have anything they want to share before I keep
I had a question. Is there a way to create a flyer for, I'm offering a new part of my website, Retired Next Phase, but I want to include a writing circle. And it's free for the people. Of course, they can buy things that I've already developed, but the writing circle would be meeting monthly. Could I develop a a picture or a flyer from your program?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, there's multiple ways to do that within the system, and I think that's a great idea. And I think that's a great strategy as well. And that's something we should all think about um, moving forward with our businesses is it's always great to share and give value as much as possible. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help people heal and grow in different ways, different aspects. We have so many people doing different things, and I think it's great to give to your audience, bring them in. They have to um, learn to know, like, and trust you. And the way you build that trust is by providing solutions for pain points for your audience. And, that keeps them engaged and that keeps them involved in the community. And that's what's important. So I think that's a good approach for sure. Uh, that's why we're always trying to get in front of everybody as much as possible. I like being with you guys like this. Um, Even when Christine and I just go live sometimes random because we're on Zoom meetings like this all day, every day throughout the day. We have different meetings, and then when we're not in meetings with clients or members, we're just meeting with each other and discussing the business and how we can move things forward, and always strategizing and implementing and all that, and learning still too as well. We're always learning. But I think that's great to share it with your audience. Bring your audience in to what you're doing as much as possible. They want to see it. They want to get to know you. They want to see behind the scenes what's going on because they're trying to learn from you. So the best way to learn for a lot of people is to see it in action. So sharing is awesome, and giving time and value however you can brings people into your ecosystem. And then when they realize they found a safe space or a place they like to be, um, then they tend to look at other things you're offering, right? So the key is at the top of the funnel is where you're bringing people into your funnel, opting in, whether it's a lead magnet you're sharing or an upcoming event. Any kind of freebie is always good, a 10-step program. It doesn't have to be really detailed. It's just a little something that you can give somebody that'll help them out, some pointers, some tips. I mean, those are great. They go a long way. Brings people into your world. They opt in, give you a name and email. So you've opened up a channel of communication, and from there, they can see what you're all about and what you're offering, and hopefully get some help that they need. Because once they show interest and they're into what you're doing, they want to know more. So yeah, I think that's great. Um, and we can help you do that, Gail. You can always book a call too, and we can walk through some things. And of course, we can always do things on live training too, but we don't want to monopolize too much time on one area doing an actual build out or something like that. But I'd love to go over some of the apps when you guys have questions or want to know or don't understand something in the system or something or can't find something. I mean, that's what this is for. We record these and put them on YouTube as well for people maybe that aren't in our program yet or in our system. And so they can see what's going on here. I think there's a lot of great things going on here. We have so many specialty AI apps and tools that, as you know, are all crafted around wellness, health and wellness. So I don't really see another platform out there that's doing that with the amount of different tools that we provide. So I think it's a special place here. And it's this is great for the wellness community. And it's, right now it's like the best kept secret. Not everybody knows about it, but people are starting to take notice, and it's great. And you guys are showing up every week and learning and growing, and I'm seeing you guys all make progress, which is huge. I love it so much. And I think it's a great time to be alive, and things are getting better every day. I know it doesn't seem like that all the time, but it is. We are on our way to better days for sure. Um, does that answer your question, Gail? Any?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Um, Anybody else have anything? Melanie, go for it.
Yeah, I had two questions about tools. One thing I'm wondering is, and I know I'm not that great at looking through them. I get kind of overwhelmed by that menu on the left. That's like something that happens in my brain. But do you guys have, is one of the tools, I know there's all these tools for generating like realistic style looking photographs, but I'm interested in creating a logo or a graphic. Doesn't look like a photograph at all, but it's more stylized involving type and perhaps more illustration style image than photographic style. So I'm just wondering, rather than going to a designer and spending literally $3,000 to $10,000, looking at seeing if I might be able to create something for branding for my program with one of your AI tools.
Yes, of course. I'm happy that you brought that up. Thank you so much. Um, I was actually working in an app doing that very thing.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
for one of the positions I mentioned earlier, and we're building some things for. And we do have some great tools for that. And I'll actually show those to you. So I'll share my screen. It's a perfect opportunity for me to share my screen. And we'll look at some stuff that maybe you weren't aware of yet.
Yeah, and how to use it too, right? It's like to know it's there and then to have the basics of how you'd proceed with doing that.
Right. And there's so much in our system that not everybody's aware of because and I understand there's 125 plus apps. So
Evolving constantly too, right? So you
yeah.
could
Can
dig
you see
through
my screen?
one. I can see it says quick search. Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna type in logo here. Logo maker star for Melanie Star. How about
Perfect.
that?
That's perfect.
Here you go. You can make logos in here. And what's cool about this is there are so many different options, as you can see. Business product and name, simple. Short description of your business, very simple. Everything's always pretty self-explanatory, user-friendly. But check this out. Look at all the different ways you can create a logo. So you got your logo type, which you were talking about, logo style, classic, handcrafted, vintage, minimalist. I mean, you have so many options to choose from. I was in here playing around with different things, because you're picking. I most of the time when I come into here too, and when I first start out, the first go around, I do the pick for me on both of these here. Pick for
Right.
me. I like to see what AI is going to come up with, right? With
Based
with
on what it
just a
knows about you already. Yeah.
blank canvas, right? And let's
Yeah.
see what they can do. A lot of times you'll be surprised and you'll get something great. Other times maybe not, but
Right.
you
So
just never know. You just never know.
yeah, you keep trying. Yeah.
So that's where I start. That's my starting point. Pick for me, see what they get. Sometimes that inspires creativity too on your end, gets your imagination going. And then I just do different things, mix and match and try different things and see what I get. You can add colors here. You can add your
Well,
own
with
brand colors
colors,
as
do you
well.
actually, is there a way to plug in? Because I have specific Pantone colors that go with my brand.
Yes, you can plug them in.
You can plug in the actual color number?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And here's some examples of the different ones.
Oh, cool.
There's a lot of different, you can get it with text, without text. These are some old ones I think Christine was working on maybe back in earlier days.
Yeah.
Um, we have different,
And
a
so
lot
can
of
you,
times when I'm working in the system, I work in the main mothership version. This is actually in the version that you guys all see and get, right? So it doesn't have um, a lot of things that maybe would be too overwhelming, things you don't even need, right? Because they're part of the mothership uh, program. So things that would just make it more confusing or overwhelming. So we try to keep it as streamlined as possible because I know in the beginning of people, a lot of our members were feeling overwhelmed by everything. So we've done our best to try to organize it as good as we can. And we're always making tweaks and trying to make it better.
And then how do you export these? Like, is it to do with the three dots that you click on one of those three dots and it'll take you into, okay, download?
Download, yes, there's your prompt. If you forgot your prompt, you can see your prompt. You can copy it right here. You can edit, always edit everything with the pencil. Download, of course, you can delete and share. And
And
uh,
if you already have some visuals that are yours, can you add them into this in some way? I don't really see a spot to input
you would upload anything to the system through the vault. You know,
the
we talked
vault.
about the vault
Okay,
several
so
times, right?
load current visuals to vault.
File management star um,
Yeah.
is the vault. Yeah. So there's a lot you can do here for logos, and I've worked in this one a lot, and you can come up with some really cool stuff too. So just have fun with it. Everything. I have fun. Like, you know, Christine talks a lot of times like this is almost like a video game for adults type of thing, and I feel like it is. I have fun. It's like you're playing around with creativity and design and your imagination, and you can bring anything to life. So how cool is that,
Is there
right?
a business card? These look like little business cards too, which is making me think, oh, do you have a business card app that you can import, that you can export into a file that you can then take to say Staples or something to get your business card?
We don't, but I mean, you would be able to use any of these apps for
The local, well, yeah, at least in terms
concept.
of,
Yeah, concept and design you can put together through many of these
I
image
suppose you could
creators and
export it and take it to Canva too, but okay,
yeah.
okay. My other question
So
then
yeah, go
was
ahead.
about, I developed like 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago, a divorce trauma self-assessment. And my idea was to make it into a quiz funnel, right? And then I just got bogged down in the technology of trying to figure out how to actually create a quiz funnel, and I just got lost in that and then forgot about it. But I'm sort of thinking when I'm thinking about, getting my funnel out there, it's like, what you know, do I want a guide or do I want a self-assessment that really shows somebody where they are and then, with their trauma symptoms? What would you recommend and how would you actually like get that embedded into say your funnel and go high level? How would that work? It just kind of like, I just kind of, my brain does not like this sort of thing. It just goes, just make it happen somehow. Just if it could just be magic, that would be amazing. But this would probably be the closest thing we could come to being magic.
Right. Yeah, go high level is great. I mean, you can do everything in there. It's just complex and it has so much that, you know, and the learning curve is pretty steep there. But
Overwhelms me. Yep.
with many things like that, you can only do a little bit at a time. You can't
You do a
look at the
quiz
whole
funnel, right, and
picture.
go high level then? Or do you have to do something in the AI Wellness Universe tools that you could get your quiz automated so that it records people's answers and then spits out a score and gives them
Yeah.
sort of like, I'm sort of thinking like if a score is below 10, that it indicates this kind of diagnostic category, sort of a low, medium, high.
Yes, we do both systems, but I think a lot of the times doing it in a go high level system is your best bet
Is it
because
okay?
things seem to flow better that way. And so that's where I would do it. And as far as doing assessments and quizzes and polls, really that's those kind of need to be tested with your audience to really see what works well. We try all those things, but anything where you can encourage engagement and get people to be interactive with the whatever you're putting out is always great. Anytime you can get them to
Love
click
doing
anything
quizzes,
or
right?
comment, that's always helpful to the algorithm and gets you pushed up a little more in front of more eyes.
But how would I build it? Like an actual quiz funnel, like an actual quiz, like an automated quiz. I'm just wondering what tool I would use to do that. Like
You can do that and go high level.
I can, okay. In
Yeah.
go high level. Okay. I'll have to go figure that out.
Yeah, that's something too we can you know, book a call and kind of work through like we do. I know we've done that I
Okay.
think we've met with most of you on some of these growth calls and strategy calls and build calls. We've done a lot of the walkthroughs and stuff like that, so you know what it is like to work with us and do those types of things, and we provide those to our members. We do a call like that pretty much every day with somebody, seems like so.
Mhm, mhm. Okay.
And those calls are cool. We get a lot accomplished on there, one
Yeah,
on
we're talking
one.
about combine, like hiring you guys to do a few things, and that might be one of them then. Because I could spend probably a week just messing around with that and get nowhere.
Right. That's why, I noticed that, our ideal client is kind of changed a little bit, or it's starting to morph into other areas. We're seeming to attract more physicians. Um, um, a lot of different doctors in different fields that want to branch out into their own practice or coaching. Um, they're feeling restricted from the system, with the protocols and guidelines that are in place. Their hands are really tied with what they
Yep.
can do. So they want to, and they got into it to help people. And now the system's not allowing them to help people the way they want to. So they're wanting to branch out and do their own thing, but they're also finding, they're still working full time in their medical practice, and they don't have time to do these builds and stuff. So,
Yeah.
we provide as much as we can, and then it comes to a point where, okay,
No, you need some.
there's implementation challenges there, and that's where we come in and kind of help build with you or even for you. It just depends on what you need and want.
Okay, well, I'll file that information then and follow up with you guys outside of this.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But at least now I know where to go to take a look and how to build it. So go high level. Perfect.
Awesome. I love that. This is some great feedback today. Um, how about um, how about anything you need to be more successful that you don't have now? Like that was a perfect example. Anybody else have something that maybe they need or they feel they need to be able to be more successful in what they're doing? Where are your stumbling blocks, your bottlenecks? Where are you having the biggest challenges right now? I know a lot of times we hear getting paid clients, right? That's everybody's first thing to do. And that's kind of what we talk about every week as we're talking about different strategies to get you to the paid clients, right? First off, we got to bring in the leads, right? So that's your top of funnel. I think it's good to have multiple opt-ins. Landing pages are getting easier and easier to build out these days. So a lot of people default to a website, but a website is a lot of information, a lot of pages on a website. A website is like, if you were in a physical business, that would be like your brick and mortar, right? Where your whole business is housed in that brick and mortar. Well, your website is like the digital version of that. So it has a menu and different pages there, your about page, what your company's about, what's your mission, your vision, um, events maybe coming up, product offerings. There's so much on a website. Whereas a landing page is one page with one focus. So depending on what you're trying to put out there, and like I mentioned earlier, you want to give something for free, really, to um, kind of give people a glimpse behind the curtain of what you're doing. Like this is some of the strategies we promote or use ourselves. Let me give you a 5-step fast start program or something like that, just to get them going and learn a little bit about what you're doing. And you're capturing leads. It's where you're building your email list, right? You want to have an email list. You want to have, 500,000 people more that you can communicate with weekly, maybe a few times a week. We do 2 emails a week. You could do a newsletter once a week or, every couple days, 2, 3 times a week. And um, yeah, so you want to bring those leads into your world And that way you can communicate with them and then really show them what you do and how you can help them, what solutions you can provide. And just start building a community around that. I mean, that's what we want to do, is build a community. And I think everything we do should be coming from a place of service and giving back and providing solutions. That's what we're in business for. And so, yeah, you want to have multiple opt-in landing pages. One for, you can have, I would like to have probably like 3 different freebie ones, giving away a little ebook or a PDF or something. Always giving something.
That's what's working too, right? You can sort of see what's working.
Exactly. You see where the interest is. Like, oh wow, this really is taking off. People like this, and then you can expand upon that. Um, of course,
Could
live
have a
events or
digital blog,
webinars.
a video series, a quiz.
Yeah, so many things you can do. Yes, assessments. A lot of these things are good filters too. You're filtering people in and
Away.
out. That lets them know, okay, this isn't for me, or it is for me.
Yeah.
So, and you want people that want to know more about what you're doing. We don't want to spam anybody. We don't want paid lists of people that are just random, that we're just cold emailing. You want to have a connection first and
Yeah.
know that they want to hear from you. And that's why your ideal client is so important, because that's who you're talking to and that's who you want to interact with. Um, your message isn't for everybody. When you put a message out, it's not for the whole world, it's for your audience. They're the only ones that are going to hear your message and engage with it. So you want to really be specific and intentional about how you're speaking to your target market and audience there. Um, what are some areas that you feel like you need to learn more? Is there something like I need to learn more in this area? I know I have a lot of areas like that all the time. You know,
My biggest issue again is thumbnail creation because each platform has different pixel sizes, and I try to model it the best I can. And I know y'all have paid $5 a image, and I know it's getting better, but that's the
it is. It is. That's why I think it's so important when you find a good tool that really works for you to, stick with that tool and just find the things that work, because, every tool's different. And I've worked with so many different tools. I know you have too. All of us have. And when you find a good one, man, it's like, okay, I finally got something here I can really work with. Thumbnails are a tricky one, and we had to outsource that, as you know. But I mean, there are good apps out there that can help you with that. But I think, outsourcing for $5, $10 a thumbnail is not bad. A lot of times you can do like 10 at a time and get even a more discounted rate. But I think that gives you some ideas of how you can start creating your own too. So maybe you pay for some for a little bit, and then that gives you kind of a sense of what's working out there, and then you can build your own around that.
and that's what
Exactly.
I like about Canva is I'm no graphic artist, but like I love how you can upload any image and text and it'll break out, the colors, the fonts, and then,
Hmm.
with AI, you can basically measure how well those fonts and colors go together and,
Yes.
and piece it together. And then you can just use that template for your, changing the text for each one once you find a good template.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and AI is making things so much better and easier. You're seeing now out there that all these different apps and tools you've been working with in the past are implementing an AI aspect to their program now, and it's making it even that much easier, where you can just plug in um, a starting point in and then build off of that with the AI suggesting and helping you create, which is huge. I mean, that's just a great um, tool to have. I mean, in a business, in a large business, a successful business, you have so many components and different teams working on different projects, and that's a lot of overhead and money. And as a solopreneur, you don't have those the luxuries of having a great team around you. But now with AI, you do. I mean, you have a team, you have an expert in every area of your business at your fingertips 24/7 that you can work with, partner with, create with, have dialogue with back and forth so you can help uh, build on some of your ideas. And a lot of times when you don't even have an idea, which happens to me a lot of times, AI will help you open your mind up to creativity, and that light bulb pops up like, yeah, boom, I got it. I got it. It just clicked, you know. It's so huge. And I know, I mean, the time savings is so exciting to me because I'm able to focus in more important areas um, than trying to do a lot of the stuff that AI can do for us. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, we still outsource our thumbnails. We need some work there. I think we can do have better ones too. And we're starting to put a little more focus into our YouTube channel. I really want to build around that YouTube channel. I think the YouTube um, platform is like the nucleus of your social media marketing strategy. And I think it should be built around YouTube. And then from there, Instagram, TikTok are two big drivers of video content. So using those three together and playing back and forth off of them with links, going back to each is huge. You know, you keep people in your ecosystem longer through all your content. And you can use Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts to drive traffic back to the long form videos, which I think is a great strategy. I think I like putting out one long form a week and then creating shorts from that to put out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook to drive back to your YouTube channel where you have all your life's work housed right there. So people can really find out what you're about on your YouTube channel. And you create playlists so people can find exactly what they're looking for. And then they can binge watch on those playlists. You know, you might have a marketing tips for wellness entrepreneurs playlist, and you could have 50 videos there that you've created over time. I mean, that's a library for somebody that's brand new to your channel. They go there and they see something that's helpful, and then they're binge watching your stuff, and you know, brings that it helps bring them to subscribe and like and engage with you a little more. So I think that's really huge. So we're putting more time, effort into YouTube right now. So you'll start seeing some changes there. And I think that's big.
What's the name of your channel? YouTube, AI Wellness?
Purpose to profit. You know what? Let me let me look to be sure because we've actually changed the name a few times. But I think we're where we're gonna remain. Yeah, yeah. From purpose to profit, wellness, business growth. Yep. From
Nice.
purpose to profit. I can put the link in the chat too. Yeah, if you haven't been there, go there, subscribe for sure. We need subscribers. Helps us grow and get more eyeballs on what we're doing, which helps all of us because the more we grow this community, the more support we all have because we're all working together in this venture. So I think community is really important because we need that. We need that, especially now more than ever. I mean, um, so many people are falling into the trap of all these distractions out there, which are meant to keep us kind of flustered, rattled, off our A game, and we don't want that. So if we can build a large community of people that want to share wellness, goodness, positivity, we can counterbalance all that junk in the world, all that noise, I like to call it, because it is a lot of noise. And I try to stay away from that as much as possible and feed myself positivity all the time, always trying to grow and get better. And that's what it's all about. Um, you don't have to make huge strides, inch by inch. Just keep moving forward because you won't realize how fast a year goes by. So if you're focused each day, because every day is a brand new day, a brand new 24 hours to start fresh. I don't care what anybody says. You go to bed at night, you wake up, a new day, a new outlook, a new perspective, a fresh start. And that's how you got to look at it. And then if you can just improve 1 inch each day, 1%, and over a year's time, that compounds. And I believe the numbers are 37% improvement in yourself. So if you can grow 37% in 1 year, and then year over year, you're compounding that, I mean, you're a new person and an unstoppable force for good. And that's what we need. So yeah, and it doesn't take much. Like I said, inch by inch. And remember to celebrate that inch of progress. I mean, that inch of progress is huge. It seems little, but like I said, it adds up and tremendously. And, before you know it, you've gotten better, stronger, and start feeling it. You'll start feeling that and believing it because we do have to retrain our brain. We've been programmed with a lot of bad stuff and a lot of things that aren't even accurate, right? We've been misled and deceived in a lot of instances. So we have to correct that. It's a must. It is a must. And it takes work and it takes practice, but you can do it. We all live within our thoughts all day. I mean, I don't think we realize how much we're actually talking to ourselves and feeding ourselves information. So you want to make sure it's the right information that's going to make you better, not the other way, right? You're going to go one way or the other. So let's make sure we're going upward and forward. Let me see. I'm not sharing anymore, am I?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I was just checking. Another thing I wanted to talk about is clarity. Are you clear on your audience, on your niche, on your offer? I mean, these are 3 important things right there, right? That's really like the heart of your business there. Your audience, your niche, your offers. Those are 3 things we work on our growth call, strategy call is to make sure you have those things in place because that's where you're going to build from, right? So I think we've worked on that with most of you, creating, making sure you have your ideal client profile. I mean, these are things within the system you can do yourselves, but we have been offering a free call to walk people through it. And then you actually go home with PDFs of your ideal client, your marketing strategy, and a 90-day content plan mapped out for you. So there's those things that you can take with you and actually implement into your business, which I think is huge. Everybody that's done it is, I think, enjoyed it and learned a lot from it and have a lot more to work with now. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think, that brings a lot of clarity to your overall mission and vision of what you're trying to do. And we need to have that clarity and that vision. Because if you don't see it, then how are you going to ever get there, right? You have to believe it and see it in your mind's eye. And I think visualization's a great tool as well. You want to start visualizing where you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to do, um, picture your greatest dreams in action. That's, we're all striving for something. So see it, believe it, see how it looks. What does it look like to get where you want to go? What are you working towards? Where do you want to be
I can
next
offer a
year?
recommendation that it's free. I don't know if you've heard of Mike Dooley. Thoughts are things. I get an email from him every day, and it's free. And I've done this for years. I smile with everyone that I receive. You go to tut.com and he'll ask you questions like your birthday, what's your biggest goal, so forth. It's never mentioned again. And then every day I get an email saying something, and it usually has my name in it, and remembers my birthday. But it's a feel good thing, and the whole thing is it's your thoughts. You can be anything if you believe in your thoughts. So go to tut.com. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, let me make a note of that. TUT.com?
tut.com. And it's free. He
That,
offers programs and so forth. I'm taking one of his at the end of the month, but not right now.
that's awesome. See, this is exactly what we were talking about, free. You give people something free. It's not costing you anything a lot of times. You create content you want to share with people. That's why we create content, is to share with people. So you're giving them something of value to share with them and bring them into, like, hey, look what I'm doing over here. I want to help you. Let me help you. This is some of the ways I can help you. Here's something free for you just to take and work with. And that's huge. And people remember the way you make them feel, right? And you're
Yes.
talking about right now makes you feel good. And that's what we want. We want
What
to
you
make people
say or
feel
what
good.
you do is how you make people feel. Maya Angelou.
Exactly, right. But that's a lot why we get into business, especially in the wellness space, is because we want to help people feel better, improve their quality of life, build something, uh, build something big, and it's long term. Build a legacy, um, something, a way to share your gifts, skills, talents, things that you've learned along your journey of life, because we're all doing the same thing. We're all on a journey and we're trying to find our way. And a lot of people can learn from you. There's billions of people out there um, online, and they're looking for people to learn from, people that have lived it, have done it, and have done it successfully, and they want to learn from you. So, everybody has their own unique story and their gifts, and I think it's important to share those with the world, especially if you're doing something positive and trying to improve the world around you. I mean, that's huge. If we all did that, we'd be living in freaking paradise, you know, and it can be done. It can happen, especially with the access we have to each other now. I mean, we can see each other face to face all over the world at any time. So um, there's really no reason to not just shine and thrive in life anymore. So do it, make it happen. I think it's believing in yourself, believing in your mission and your vision, and you can always improve your mindset. Always, you can change any moment. So I know it's hard when you're in it sometimes. You get frustrated, maybe angry. Sometimes it's hard to take a step back and breathe. I think that's when it's time to do exactly that. You have to take a step back and just take a deep breath, slow down. We're so used to rushing around and being in a hurry, so much so that we forget to breathe. Um, I have to stop myself several times a day and just take in some deep breaths. I mean, it feels so good. And then you just blow all the junk out, and it really makes you feel good. I mean, I feel it in my chest, and I just feel a warmth that comes over me. And that'll really change your outlook within seconds. Breathing is huge. I mean, I believe it's, you know, like a regulator, right? It kind of keeps your heart rate from staying to keeps it even and smooth instead of erratic and elevated. You know, a lot of times when you're in a maybe a heated discussion or something, you feel your heart rate elevate. You start breathing shallow and getting a little rattled and worked up, and then you can't think clearly. So it's always good to take a step back, breathe, take it in before you react. I don't want to be reactionary. That's something I want to work on. I want to listen more and think before I speak and be intentional with the words that I use because I think language is so important. Words matter, and the right words can really change the atmosphere. So, patience um, is always a big one to work on. Patience, gratitude. I think we all know and love to be grateful. We do have a lot to be grateful for. Always, there's always things you can find to be grateful for. And focus on those things more than, you know, how bad things are around you. Let's focus on the good things and just start working on having that positive mindset all the time. Because you can do it. It just takes practice. Before you know it, you're just feeding yourself nothing but goodness. And then that shines through. People feel that. They feel your energy. They can see it. Some people can really just see it. Um, you know, I can I can see it, you know. I can read other uh, people's countenance. I think emotional intelligence is huge. These are soft skills that people kind of overlook, but I think it's very important to be able to read the room, you know. Go ahead, Feather.
I just want to share because I'm laughing here. I spent, I don't know, months getting this talk ready because I was invited to speak at a conference last weekend. And I just finished doing my training as a Havening practitioner trainer. And I was able to deliver my talk with my slides to my cohort and, get all kinds of great feedback. And I show up at the conference and I'm speaking on the second day and the first day. I check my tech, and the second day I'm early. I'm not first, but I'm second in the morning, check my tech, everything's set up. I get in the room for my talk, the tech doesn't work. And so guess what I had to do? Just talk for an hour.
Yes.
And this is the second day of a conference, and the feedback I got was people were tired of listening to people talk with their slides.
Yes.
And I gave that testimonial. And I gave that witness and I gave that. And at the end of it, honestly, I was speaking so much from my heart and my intuition. I didn't know if I actually got the message across that I wanted to. And I had to ask people in the audience who knew me and who knew Havening, do you think people learned anything about Havening? Because I don't remember what I said. So, I mean, and the feedback was, they needed a break from the technology. Yeah, I was channeling. Melanie just said I was channeling. I was channeling. I was
That's
channeling my
awesome.
own experience too. I mean, that was so the engagement wasn't, I'm telling you third person story,
Yes.
although I did tell some third person stories that were very powerful. So yeah, I mean, people are looking for that too.
Absolutely. I'm so happy you shared that, Feather. That is so great. I think we all needed to hear that. And I am a big fan of speaking from the heart. I love to just be able to get up and just speak and just be raw and honest and authentic. I mean, that's like my favorite place to be. I don't want to, I don't like the slides and all that stuff. I mean, you have to use them sometimes, of course, but most times I like to just speak And that's
Well, yeah. And for this situation, I think what it did is it gave me the opportunity to reach out to because I did collect the people's names who were there. So it's giving me the opportunity to reach out again and say, if you want to have the science part, come to my Zoom presentation where I will have the slides and I'll have a demo. So it's like it almost elevated the opportunities for me. Plus I can ask the organization to send out that link to the whole mailing list, not just the 20 people who are in the room. So, I mean, the dynamic is all, universe led, it feels like, Yeah.
yes, that's huge, Feather. You've got it. That is the whole that all that right there is, you know, what we've been talking about and working towards. That's the whole strategy right there built into everything you just said.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing. You let people in. They got to see you in
Right.
action. And that people really connect through that.
Right. And it was a strange experience for me. I mean,
Mm.
it's not that I never thought that I could do that. I've talked in front of people times before, but it was like, well, here's the choice. Either be kerfluffled by the technology or just start talking because you know this stuff in your bones now. You're a trainer now. Hello.
There you go. Exactly.
And
That's
I think
exactly
that
right.
you model that when you come and you talk to us too, Gary.
Well,
You know,
thank you so much for that. I want to be helpful and, I'm just, that's what these live trainings are about for us, just to be able to talk about everything we're doing and share our experiences. That's huge. I mean, that is just so awesome to hear. I love that. And I think you probably, experienced a lot of growth from that, right? Because it's those tense situations that you overcome that really propel you forward. So that's huge. And
now
you,
I got to harness the technology to get my first training launched with people in it, and it's going to be online the first time. But so now it's the publicity, the links. I had to actually figure out the links ahead of time because I wanted one QR code to bring
yeah,
people in. So one of my teachers talks about two-eyed seeing. And I think probably you and Christine are really doing two-eyed seeing, but you're really focused on the tech part, and how to use that so that the other eye that is in the connection part is focused so that we can really capture that heart connection with each other. So we're doing a lot of two-eyed work here.
right. Yes. And I mean, and the great thing is, I know a lot of people have like technology anxiety, right? So many people get overwhelmed by all this stuff that's coming out so fast. But it is getting easier. It is getting easier. And, it seems like it's advancing every day and it's getting easier. So pretty soon it'll be like an afterthought for us. We won't even be
Right.
thinking about that anymore.
And it was old technology, I'm going to tell you, like the people who were organizing the conference had to go out and buy adapters so that we could use our HDMI. And if we had been in a, really good conference center, we would have had AirPlay between our computers and a smart board. And so it was really that the technology was old and it was clunky and it was like, okay, we're not doing that. I see Melanie's got her hand up.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Melanie. We got 2 minutes left, so we're wrapping it up. If anybody else has any questions after Melanie, we can squeeze them in. We have a few. I don't have anything at 9 pending, so we have a
It's a
little bit
quick,
of time if we have to go over.
it's about a tool that Christine mentioned that you guys have it, and I'm not sure if it's in the AI system or if it's something separate, but you guys have the equivalent of something like Restream for doing simulcast broadcasts. Like I used to go live on Facebook and simultaneously broadcast into YouTube and LinkedIn at the same time, and I want to start doing that again soonish. And I'm like, should I get back onto Restream, or what is the tool that you guys have?
We are using Streamlabs.
Stream Labs?
Yes.
And isn't
Uh,
there another one called Yard something? Yard,
There's something called StreamYard, yeah.
yeah,
StreamYard. Yep.
there's a few of them. We've been using Streamlabs. I think it is one that Christine had from that she purchased long ago. So she's got like a lifetime.
Does she have an
thing here.
agency for that, or is that part of the Easy AI system, or is it part of the Go High Level? Like, I'm just wondering I'm just wondering how I access it and use it and how much it would cost. And if that's more cost effective than doing Restream, which I think is probably about $20 a month now, or $25 a month, US.
Yeah, I think it's totally separate. And since she's had it for a long time, I'm not even sure if there's a free version or what the cost involved is there.
Okay, I'll send her a separate note then. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Just ask her about it, because I would like to I want to get back into streaming again. It's been a while and I just have to kind of make myself do it.
I can put the link in the chat, and I don't know what you can find out from this link, if this is going to link you straight to what our like channel or what, but at least you can, I'm sure you can link from there to the actual platform and everything and get some answers, hopefully. In the
Gotta
meantime,
go. Love you all. Bye.
thank you, Feather. Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Good to be here.
Thank you
Bye.
for being here. All right, I put it in the chat. Okay, anybody have anything else? Or if not, we will go on our merry way.
Yeah.
Everybody good? Well, it was great to have you all. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope, you know, that the time just seemed to fly by for me. So I hope it was okay for you guys. And I hope you have a great day today and an awesome week ahead. And you make lots of growth and progress.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.